Last names here is like you're named after your father. So I am Thorisdottir. My father's name is Thor. And my father is Thor Magnusson. Magnus and then son, that means that Magnus is his father. And so on. So my brother is Svanur, Thor's son. I'm Thor's daughter. So it's like, it works like that.
Þegar við gerum burpeesið, hoppum hátt upp, rétt á meðan og verðum að hita upp fyrir power clean. Hita upp fyrir power clean, þannig að hoppum og verðum að rétta vel úr meðan.
I've been teaching almost since I started doing it myself. I started off by teaching boot camp, and I taught gymnastics since I was 15 years old. I started teaching gymnastics. And then I kind of stopped doing that because of all my training myself and all that stuff. Started teaching boot camp, and yeah, I've been teaching CrossFit for almost 2 years now.
Förum upp með axlirnar og þið ætla að droppa undir í power clean stöðuna. Hátt upp með albana þegar við grípum.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's really fun. Like always meeting different people, seeing different boxes, seeing like new people learning how to teach stuff, people becoming trainers. I think it's really cool. Really fun teaching that. No, this is actually the first time I'm taking one semester off because I am going to the States. I'm studying chemistry, but like I said before, like I want to study medicine. I just haven't had time for it. And all the courses that I've been taking in chemistry and biochemistry and all that stuff, it's all going to be evaluated when I start in medicine. I started learning English when I was around, 12, I think? Yeah, 11, 12 years old. But then again, now most kids know English pretty well when they're young because like our television, all the TV shows and everything is in English. I've been here my whole life. Kinda. Actually, my grandma, she's from Norway, and I lived for 1 year in Norway. Otherwise, my parents, they've lived in Iceland their whole lives as well. And my grandparents, yeah, like we can go to our, on a webpage, we can see our whole family tree. So almost all the way back to like the Vikings or something. It's really far back. So it's kind of cool if you get to know somebody and you see their name, and then you just put their name into your family tree and you see how far back you're related. Like usually you're related somewhere in the back there. Of course not all the times, but it's kind of funny how many times it actually is like that. Yeah, like in almost 50% of the cases when you put somebody's name in there, I don't do it all the time, but it's kind of fun to play around with it, and when you do it, it's so many times that you're related somewhere back there. after the games this year, like everybody in Iceland knows what CrossFit is, and I think we have 8 or 9 CrossFit boxes in Iceland, and like only 300,000 people. I think that's quite a lot. Recently, we've been having to say no to a bunch of people that are applying to our gym just because we don't have space for more, as we're kind of trying to move somewhere else. And a lot of, like, it was all over the media when I was competing there, so like a lot of people decided to like go over the line and just try it. So many people were afraid of it, but after it was all over, it kind of got like a thing to try it out. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool how big it has gotten in Iceland, actually. But I try to train twice a day. That's kind of, yeah, that's what I like doing. In the mornings, I like doing gymnastics and like mobility and technique and stuff. Then in the afternoon, I like doing strength, heavier technique stuff, and Metcon 1, 2, or 3. You prioritize how you wanna live your life and what you wanna do with it. And I decided I wanted to give CrossFit a chance, and I'm really glad I did. I know it changed my life a lot, but it was a choice that I made, and I think it couldn't have turned out any better. I'm really happy with it. I think anybody can do what I'm doing, as long as they enjoy it, and like I'm really competitive, and when I do something, I do it like 150%. I go all the way with it. So I think as long as you have that mental state, and like I said, you have to be really interested and be willing to. I don't look at it as a sacrifice when I'm going to a gym and spending the time there. I look at it more as happy hour for me. If I see the huge kilo plate on the bar, I'm like, okay, that is gonna be heavy. But when I see it stacked up like that, 10s or 5s, then I'm like, okay, it's doable. I was thinking this should go up. Like, it's gonna feel good when this goes up, because this is really close to my 1 rep max. I don't know, you see, when I get to that point where things start to feel really heavy and you need to use all the technique you have, like everything that you know, you have to be thinking about everything. That gets difficult. So it's more, I want to get it up, I know I can get it up, and I kind of get that feeling and think about smiling instead of all the technique, because the technique is there in all the other lifts. Why would it go away when I go to that one? So it's more smiling makes the other things go away. 95 kilos.
It's way better, and I think just to see Annie, who's just hanging around the gym, just hanging with all of us, just regular day basis, and just Annie now just won the CrossFit Games. People see that it is a really realistic and possible goal to go to the games, and yeah, me and Annie, we started working out together in boot camp classes even before CrossFit, so we knew each other before that. Then after the first CrossFit competitions, we both really loved CrossFit, and we started doing it together. It was like kind of just the two of us out of everyone here. So, and out of that, our interest just grew in CrossFit, and we went through the level 1 and we decided to start a box because we knew that there would be a lot of interest to CrossFit. So since then we've been running the CrossFit BC here in Iceland. She is really motivated, and nobody is more motivated than that. But if somebody can stay up with that motivation, they're going to get good, no matter what. She really works hard for it, but of course it's good kinetics too. But no way that did not get her where she is now. Now with genetics, no. Yeah, sorry, got my pull-ups.
Flying into bed. 42nd in the world. Yeah! 41 now. 40. Eller klar. Hakan yfir!
Hvað málið er þetta?
Jói, snilling bara stingur yfir. Það heyrir maður alveg bara að svo maður heyrir bara. Þú klárar það. 8. 9 þrján. 10 vel gert. Kom á, þú getur alltaf gert 2 uppbyggingar. Flott, 1 eftir. Takk þér. Huggur inn.
Viltu vinna? Ég veit ekki hvað þetta gerst.
Because it's just really motivating to keep going. Because I'm kind of like at the top in Iceland, but going to the games made me realize, yeah, how much I suck. So that was awesome. Yeah, she's going to be the first to win twice in a row. That's that.
How do I decide? I try to eat clean. It's like not much processed food. So when I eat rice, I try to add in brown rice. So it's, yeah. And I tried the paleo thing, and I got really tired, and I'm just used to getting more carbs. So I needed more carbs than I got from that. So I eat brown rice, my favorite food is like Mexican food, the tortilla wraps and everything. I love that stuff. And I kind of eat what my body is calling for.
6. 1, 2, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I've been doing boot camp here for about 7 years, and Annie and I've been a trainer at the gym or coach for 5 years.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
And then as soon as they started doing the CrossFit, I moved over to doing a lot of CrossFit.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 7.
Yeah, we got the Viking blood in us. You know, we've survived in this climate for a long time, and I think that, you know, Icelandic people are a tough nation, and a lot of strong athletes have come from Iceland, and you know, I think Annie's one of them. I think Annie is definitely a very strong image for CrossFit. I mean, she is a strong athlete. It's opened a lot of people's eyes to the sport, and you know, a lot of people have started, you know, that didn't know anything about CrossFit, have come into the gym and just, you know, wanted to know more. So I think she has a great influence on the sport.
inn í búr. Koma! Salt það strákar! Halda!
Jump in, set, come on!
Okay, 50 cents.
3 minutes. I think it's 10 kilos. I think so. It's a good, like, I don't do it that often. I do it when I get into yoga. I do it maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks for a couple of months. Then I take a time off and just do my CrossFit thing, but it's just so good. You get more aware, like, okay, I'm really stiff there. Maybe that's causing something else in CrossFit, like causing why I'm not as good in that thing in CrossFit, or like the shoulder flexibility and everything. You improve in those stuff, like when you have almost like 20-30 minutes just stretching. That's so much different from just stretching after training for like 10 minutes. You always do the same stretches, kind of. Just to realize what you need to work more on. And like some of it might affect your performance in CrossFit. And when you get to the top, that might even cause you injury if you're not flexible enough. Reynda að lyfta þessu meira upp á hendurna þannig að þú getur lent á tánum. Þannig í staðinn fyrir að lenda hana á ristunum hérna.
Ja, svona.
Lenda hana á tánum þannig að þú getur hoppað beint í næsta. Try to land up on her toes so she can go straight to the next one. If she goes down here, she has to reset and go again. I was in gymnastics for, what, 8 years, I think? Yeah, around 8 years. I made it just to a national team and then I quit. At that time, I quit when I was like 15 years old. But I do not want this on camera. I don't know if I can do it anymore. Carl just put it in. Why? Well, okay, how much credit? I would give a lot of credit to just the gymnastics background that I have. Doing more gymnastics training makes your core and everything get stronger. You get more aware of your body. So I would say that's really important also in all the lifts and everything we do. Just, you know how to move. This year, I don't do this really often. Just every once in a while, like when Carl puts it in or Yami puts it in my programming, that it would be a good idea to come here. I think it's really fun. This is like a playground. I'm really looking forward to going to a trampoline. I'm like, get all the other stuff done. But it's more also just for the fun of it. Going here is a different environment. I'm doing the same things as I could do like at the gym. I can do all that stuff at the gym, and I do that maybe more often just in the gym by myself. But when I come here, it's more just focusing on that. So that's why it's kind of fun to come here once in a while. Já, beinar hendur. Ok, það sem skiptir máli er, þú fer fram, fæturnir koma að stönginni og þú fer þaðan upp. Þannig að þú verður að halda fótunum, ef þú heldur fótunum nálægt, þá er léttar að komast yfir. Hvernig það nákvæmlega? I like the feeling though. like the nervous butterfly feeling before I try something new. But then after you do it, that feeling is so good. Like the relief and that like adrenaline rush right before, I love that. Like you get the nervous feeling even if you're comfortable, like even if you know you should be able to do something, you get that feeling. I wouldn't do it if I wouldn't feel safe doing it. I've always been like that. Like I've never broken a bone, 7, 9, 13. It's the competition feeling that I get. I don't know, I'm really competitive, and as a kid, my dad and my grandpa used to like kind of challenge me into doing stuff. They're like, if you go lie in the ocean, let the waves go over you 2 times, I'll give you 500 Icelandic. And it's like, ooh, I can buy candy. Yes, I'm gonna do it. So all that, like, when people challenge me, or when somebody, like after the games 2009, the weekend after I ran that ultra marathon, like in the hills, that 55 kilometers, they were like, nobody can run that without practicing just running. I was like, if you're fit, CrossFit makes you fit, and I feel fit enough to run that. I feel comfortable enough to run it. They're like, there's no way. And by people saying that to me, that annoys me, and I'm like, to hell with that, I can do it. I'll show you, I can do it. That's why I signed up for it and went for it. I've thought about next year's games. Like right after the games this year, I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so cool next year. Can you imagine? It was huge this year, and the change between years. I'm excited about next year, and I'm excited about competing next year. I wanna win, of course, but it's always the thing. You're getting better, everybody else is getting better. You never know. I think there's gonna be a lot of strong girls next year though. I'm 21. I'm 67 kilos at the moment. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be able to be at this level for like many years. But then again, you look at these girls, the older girls competing, and it's like if they can do it at that age, I can also do it at that age if I just do my training right. As long as I'm not getting injured, and as long as I'm not going overboard and doing too much, like listening to my body, I think you can stay at the same for a long time. I'm not saying that training at this level is necessarily like the best thing you can do for your body. CrossFit is good for your body, but normal CrossFitters don't go that insane into their training. They go intense and do all the training, of course, and the competitiveness, but like training for the games is different when you're training twice a day and training with that volume. But I think you can do it for at least a few more. I feel good. I feel really good right now. There are days where I'm tired and don't feel like training. Those are usually when I'm when I'm really tired, I'm really sore. I don't really get that sore that often, but when I do, I get more tired. And at that point, you kind of don't want to go training, and then I usually take a rest day if it's too much. I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm not afraid of keeping on competing. I still enjoy it that much that I don't see myself not enjoying it in the future. And I know that CrossFit will always be that big a part of me that I'm not worried about how the future is gonna be, because I don't think I could get sick of it. The only thing I'm worried about is injuries or going over the line, training too much or something, because I think it's really difficult to have rest days, and because I still have that feeling on rest days, like I want to go train usually. So that's the thing that me and my coaches are the most working on, is like taking the breaks on the right time. So I'm watching out for overtraining. Yeah. Well, I grew up out in the country, kind of until I was 6-7 years old. Moved to Norway for 1 year, and I've been here since then, since I came home.
Since you were 7? Yeah.
No, since I was 8, right?
No, 7.
Oh.
I started here in 2nd grade. I think she get a little bit from both of us.
Yeah.
She took everything from me and everything from him. So that's why she's so good. No. Of course, I didn't expect too much. You never expect too much, so you don't want to. But I'm not surprised, because she has always been so determined ever since she was a little girl. She made some plans and then she stick to them. She kind of, yeah. I was concerned often when I went to pick her up in gymnastics, because she was often so tired and didn't have anything to eat there, because they were not allowed to take anything with them. So when she came into a car, she was often just crying because she was so tired. So I started taking with me something for her to drink or eat, so she could have something right away. But it was never, she was never crying because she felt bad or because she didn't love it. She loved it.
Life is pretty good here. Yeah. My parents are alright. No, they're really nice.
We didn't have any expectations. We didn't know a thing. We came to Aromas the day before they started the games, and we had no idea. But we loved it, and we are so happy that we were at the Aroma Games once, that we didn't miss it, because it's so different. We love it today, but it was a totally another feeling. It was just amazing feeling there. We didn't know anything about CrossFit then, but we fell in love with it, the bunch of us, because we came to see that it was such a community. Everybody was willing. Before the last event, there were many people coming to help Annie, to help her to learn how to do the muscle up. And then the crowd was cheering along with her, helping her in a way, because the crowd does that to an athlete, and we were amazed by it. It was, you had such a good feeling inside to just live it, to see it happening. She started trying to do pull-ups like when she was 3 years old. Her grandfather paid her for each and every pull-up she got.
Yeah, I told them about that. Yeah, like a competition between all the grandkids.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to have that going on.
Annie won, of course. She never stopped.
What was the most that you did? It was like 25 or 27.
27 when you were...
It was like 11 or... Oh.
No, 8 or 9.
8 or 9? Oh.
Ja, okay.